Smart people don't react, they respond. That's the difference between being in control and being controlled. If you've ever said something you regret, sent a message in anger, or made a decision you later had to fix, then you already know the cost of reacting too fast. Emotional overreactions ruin relationships, damage reputations, and sabotage opportunities. If you want to be mentally stronger, more respected, and make better decisions under pressure, this video might be the turning point for you. The pain of instant reactions. Let's be honest, thou often. Do you respond to stress with silence and clarity? Most people don't. They snap, defend, argue, panic, or shut down. Why? Because the human brain is wired to react to perceived threats before it even has time to think. In moments of stress, the amygdala hijacks our reasoning and floods us with emotion. That's why even intelligent people can do foolish things when triggered. Think about a heated argument. The more someone pushes your buttons, the more likely you are to lose control. You raise your voice, say something personal, and the moment you do, it's out there. You can't take it back. It damages trust, it creates distance, and it often makes the other person defensive or hostile in return. Now imagine that same moment, but you pause. You breathe. You reflect. Suddenly, you're not controlled by emotion. You're choosing your next move, not reacting to theirs. That pause is where power lives. The hidden cost of reacting. Quick reactions may feel satisfying in the moment, but they often come at a high cost. Damaged relationships. A careless word can end a friendship or break a team. Poor decisions. Fast emotional choices ignore long-term consequences. Reputation loss. People remember how you behave when angry, not when calm. Self-regret. After a reaction, the guilt sets in. Why did I say that? Why didn't I just wait? Over time, these reactions form patterns. You become known as impulsive, unpredictable, or hard to work with. Worse, you begin to feel trapped by your own habits. But here's the truth. This isn't your personality. It's a skill you haven't trained. Why smart people pause? Truly intelligent people, emotionally, mentally, and socially understand the power of space. That microsecond between stimulus and response is where your future is shaped. In that gap, you can decide not to send the message, not to yell, not to lash out. And when you don't, you shift the energy. You gain control. In fact, many high performers, negotiators, and leaders have one thing in common. They master the pause. They wait just long enough to breathe, assess, and respond with precision. A smart leader pauses before replying to criticism. A confident speaker pauses before answering a tough question. A strong parent pauses before punishing their child in anger. These pauses aren't passive. They're strategic. They demonstrate discipline, emotional intelligence, and strength. How to train the pause. Here's the good news. Pausing is a trainable skill. And like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. Here's how to start. 1. Practice breath awareness. When emotions rise, your breath shortens. In tense moments, consciously slow your breath. One deep inhale can interrupt the emotional spiral and give your thinking brain time to return. 2. Name what you feel. Labeling your emotion, I feel frustrated or I feel disrespected, gives you distance from it. Neuroscience shows that naming emotions calms the amygdala and engages the prefrontal cortex. 3. Ask, what's my intention? Before responding, pause and ask, what outcome do I want here? This simple question redirects your brain from reaction to purpose. 4. Use silence as a tool. Don't be afraid of silence. A moment of quiet after a provocation can be powerful. It keeps the other person guessing and gives you time to think. 5. Reflect after emotional events. After a tough moment, journal or mentally review what happened. What triggered you? Where could you have paused? What would you do differently next time? This builds awareness. The long-term rewards. The more you pause before reacting, the the more power you reclaim in your life. You'll notice better communication, because you say what you mean without hurting others. Stronger relationships, because people feel safe and respected around you. Wiser decisions, because you take time to think, not just feel. More self-respect, because you're proud of how you handled yourself. In a noisy world where people are constantly reacting online, at work, at home, the person who can stay centered becomes magnetic. They're the one others trust, follow, and turn to in chaos. Final thought. Smart people don't let others pull their strings, they hold the strings. And you can too. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor E. Frankl. Start with one pause today. It could change everything. You don't need more motivation. You need this one habit. If your mind feels scattered, if you overthink everything, or if you can't stay calm under pressure, then this video might be the most important one you watch today. Click on the screen.